All right, so starting from the back, whoop, nice start there, bud. All good things must come to an end. Today is probably the last time I'm going to be covering the Pelican Castaway. She's going into semi-retirement, but for a good reason. I found something that is going to better suit my needs moving down the road, or the river, actually. So what this video is about today is for those of you that do have this kayak, or the Blitz, or the Sentinel. And it's about how to best utilize the limited space you have on the kayak itself. Starting from the front and moving back, we've got our net. It stays just kind of hanging out in there. We've also got our anchor connected to our anchor trolley there. Under the Pelican webbing here that is starting to show its age, got our battery pack that supplies power to both the cameras and to sonar if I have it installed. Underneath the battery pack in the hatch, I keep a first aid kit. It's fairly comprehensive. It's got everything from cutters to pliers to pretty much everything you're going to need if you get a hook in you or have a small injury out in the field. Moving forward, we've got our front camera here. Typically I use GoPro 10s, but they haven't been doing so well with the 1080p codec in the heat. So on actual fishing days in the middle of the summer, actually going to be scooching back to the 9s. That is the remote. I keep both of the cameras in hindsight mode, which always keeps a buffer of 30 seconds of video. So when I hit this button here, the cameras will actually append that 30-second buffer to the file, so I almost never miss a hook set. And then in the center console here, I keep various baits, a water thermometer, and this is a dry box that's full of mule fishing jig heads mostly. There's some Mad Bite in there and some Z-Man. That's pretty much all that stays in there. Here I've got my good old dependable Kirko paddle, which we're going to be talking about sometime in the not so distant future. On the other side here, I keep a wading staff. And we move on to the simple seat solution. This isn't even mounted in. I just set it in there and go. This is the GCI Dix branded seat. And I found that it's comfortable enough to get me through a day. Not extremely comfortable. And that might give you a hint as to why the getaway here is going into semi-retirement. Moving on, we've got my rods arranged in finesse baits and more moving style baits over here on this side. I've grown so accustomed to that I just automatically reach in the right place every time. Something I failed to mention on the modification video is these leashes that I made. If I reach an area of a river that there's a fair amount of potential to tip the kayak, obviously you want to keep everything as dry as possible, but you also don't want to lose anything. So if I see anything coming, I just connect those there, and if the kayak goes down, I don't lose anything. Yeah, that I really should have gone in the modifications video, and I just plain forgot. Moving back to the supplied EXO pack that definitely comes with the Castaway and the Blitz, and I believe the Sentinel as well. I keep it pretty simple back here. Basically, I mounted my camera from the underside, reinforced it a bit, and this thing is pretty solid. I've got my Titan cooler. It's zipperless, plenty of space. I like the plastic insert that's easily cleanable. And that's actually one of my favorite features of this kayak. And then back here we've got 2 dry bags, which contain more dry bags. This here is various types of line. This is a scale and a fish grip. And this is various baits. I've got a few loose baits in there as well. This I just keep back here to keep a couple of spare hard baits on the kayak. And this one right here has toiletry, wallet, keys, phone. And that's pretty much it. Both of those bags stay leashed to the kayak, so there can be no losses there. And then, you know, I can hook this up wherever I typically just hook it right there. As I mentioned earlier, this kayak is going into semi-retirement. It's going to be either a backup or a guest kayak, and I'm perfectly happy with that. And there is a really good reason for the change. I found something that's going to be a bit better for me moving forward. That said, keep an eye on the channel. There's some very interesting stuff coming up. I want to take a second to thank everybody that has watched, subscribed to, participated in this awesome Castaway experience. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.